ROOTABAGA stories. How Henry Hagglyhoagly played the guitar with his mittens on. Sometimes in January the sky comes down close if we walk on a country road and turn our faces up to look at the sky. Sometimes on that kind of a January night the stars look like numbers, look like the arithmetic writing of a girl going to school and just beginning arithmetic. It was this kind of a night Henry Hagglyhoagly was walking down a country road on his way to the home of Susan Slackentwist, the daughter of a ROOTABAGA king near the village of Liver and Onions. When Henry Hagglyhoagly turned his face up to look at the sky, it seemed to him as though the sky came down close to his nose. There was writing in the stars, as though some girls have been doing arithmetic examples, writing number 4 and number 7 and number 4 and number 7 over and over again across the sky. Why is it so bitter cold weather? Henry Hagglyhoagly asked himself. If I say many bitters, it is not so bitter as the cold wind, as the cold weather. You're good, Mittens, keeping my fingers warm, he said every once in a while to the wool yarn mittens on his head. The wind came tearing on and put its chilly, icy, clammy clamps on the nose of Henry Hagglyhoagly, fastening the clamps like a nippling, rippling clothespin on his nose. He put his wool yarn mittens up on his nose and rubbed till the wind took off the chilly, icy, slimy, chappy chaps. His nose was warm again, he said. Thank you, Mittens, for keeping my nose warm. He spoke to his wool yarn mittens as though they were two kitten or pups, or two little cupbears, or two little Idaho ponies. You're my champ keeping me company, he said to the mittens. Do you know what we got here under our left elbow? He said to the mittens. I shall mention to you what is here after my left elbow. It ain't a mandolin, it ain't a mouth organ, not an accordion or contentia, not a fiddle. It is a guitar, a Spanish, splishy guitar made special. Yes, Mittens, they said, a strong young man like me ought to have a piano, because the piano is handy to play for everybody in the house, and a piano is handy to put a hat and overcoat or books or flowers. I snizzled to them, Mittens. I told them I seen a Spanish, splishy guitar made special in a hardware store window for $8.50. And so, Mittens, are you listening, Mittens? After corn crushing was all husk and the oats threshing and threshed, and the ROOTABAGA digging all rug, I took $8.50 in the side my vest pocket, and I went to the hardware store. I put my thumbs in my vest pocket and I wiggled my fingers like a man when he is proud of what he is going to have if he gets it. And I said to the head clerk in the hardware store, Sir, the article I desire to purchase this evening is one of your high-class customers. The article I desire to have after I buy it for myself. In the article there in the window, sir, the Spanish, splishy guitar. And, Mittens, if you are listening, I am taking this Spanish, splishy guitar to go to the home of Susan Slackentwist, the daughter of the ROOTABAGA king, near the village of Liver and Onions, to sing a serenade song. The cold wind of the bitter cold weather blew and blew, trying to blow the guitar out of under the left elbow of Henry Hagglyhoagly, and the worse the wind blew, the tighter he held his elbow, holding the guitar where he wanted it. He walked on and on with his long legs, stepping long steps, till at last he stopped, held his nose in the air, and sniffed. Do I sniff something or do I not? He asked, lifting his wool yarn mittens to his nose and rubbing his nose till it was warm. Again he sniffed. Yeah. This is the big ROOTABAGA field near the home of the ROOTABAGA king and the home of his daughter, Susan Slackentwist. At last he came to see the house, stood under the window, and slung the guitar around in front of him to play the music to go with his song. "And now," he asked his Mittens, "shall I take you off to keep you on? If I take you off, the cold wind of the bitter cold weather will freeze my hands so stiff, and the bitter cold my fingers will be too stiff to play the guitar. I will play with Mittens on." Which he did. He stood under the window of Susan Slackentwist and played the guitar with his mittens on. The warm wool yarn mittens he called his chums. It was the first time any strong young man going to see his sweetheart ever played the guitar with his mittens on, when it was a bitter night with a cold wind and cold weather. Susan Slackentwist opened her window and threw him a snowbird feather to keep for a keepsake to remember her by. And for years afterward, many a sweetheart in the ROOTABAGA country told her lover, "If you wish to marry me, let me hear you under my window on a winter night playing the guitar with wool yarn mittens on." And when Hagglyhoagly walked home on his long legs, stepping long steps, he said to his mittens, "The Spanish splishy guitar made special will bring us luck." And when he turned his face up, the sky came down close, and he could see stars fixed like numbers, and the arithmetic's writing of a girl going to school learning to write number 4 and number 7, and 4 and 7 over and over.